Welcome back. We've got our sweet salsa up next. And this is gonna be our third and last salsa for the day. And this could be used for a dessert or maybe not. We're gonna use peaches for this salsa, and specifically a white peach. And now white peaches are really, really great. They're one of my absolute favorite fruits, and they've got that cool texture that peaches have and that sweetness, but it has this more complex floral quality to it, more than just a regular peach. I think it's awesome. And so what I'm gonna do here is just have the peach and kind of pull out that pit, and this one's nice and ripe so that pit comes out easy. And then I'm just gonna slice this into segments like you were gonna eat it. Get it down there. And then come across here and cut each segment into 4 little pieces so we have nice chunks for our sauce. And this gets a little hazardous at the end, so put your hand over the top, make sure you get your fingers out of the way, and there you go. Let's do that with our other one too. And like I said before, tomatoes are a fruit, so why can't we use other fruits in salsas if traditional salsa has tomatoes in it? So that's where we're coming from this. And I'll get these chopped up. And now the important part here is to taste a little piece of this peach, because that's going to gauge our sweetness for the dish. So these are pretty ripe, but they're not overly ripe. So I'm probably going to add some sugar later to kind of balance out that flavor and make sure that this is a sweet dish. So I've got 2 other peaches that I've done the same thing with, and we can add all of them to our mixing bowl here. Let's kind of scoop those in here. Awesome. Now the next step is that we're going to add a little salt to these peaches now. What that's going to do is bring out some of those juices and really bring out those flavors, and this is called maceration. And you can do it with lots of different fruits, and that's how you kind of make fruit sauces that go over ice cream or anything like that. And so I just put a good amount of salt, and it might seem weird to put salt with fruit, but salt is the basis of all flavor. So to get flavor in any dishes, you need to have some amount of salt in there. So I've got some salt in there, and I can stir that up a little bit to get it going. And while I'm preparing the rest of the ingredients, the peaches can kind of let out their juices and get really nice and flavorful. Awesome. So next up, we've got our spicy ingredient. Now before we use either red pepper or jalapeno, but now we're going to use ginger. And ginger gives a great sweet spice to this dish that really complements the peach as well. And the best way to peel a little knob of ginger like this, I have some fresh ginger here. You could use powdered ginger if you wanted to. I think that would kind of take it away from the dish. The best alternative, I think, is crystallized ginger if you can't find the fresh stuff. But crystallized ginger has a nice sweetness that will pair well with the dish, and you can just chop it right up and add it in there. And that is available at most grocery stores, as is fresh ginger. So I'm going to use the front and back of a spoon here to kind of push some of this stuff off right into my garbage can. All right, there we go. And you don't have to peel the whole thing because we're just going to be grating from one side of it. So just try to get some of that off. I know you just really smell that ginger now. That smells great. Another great thing to do with ginger is make some ginger tea. If you have a sore throat, just pop some ginger into a pot of boiling water, maybe with some cloves and a little bit of sugar. It'll just clear you right up, really open up your sinuses. All right, so now I'm just going to take this microplane grater that I had before and pop it on top of our bowl of peaches that are macerating, and then I can grate the ginger right in there. And I'm probably going to do about a tablespoon of this ginger. You don't want too much. Do it to your liking. If you really like ginger, go for it. It'll make the dish have a lot of character. So there, I think I've got probably about half this knob. It'll probably be about a little bit more. Perfect, there we go. Make sure to scoop off all that ginger from the bottom and kind of from the top. Try not to cut yourself though on the grating. That's not fun. Lots of ways to injure yourself in the kitchen. That should not be one of them. All right, perfect. So we'll put that back over there. And next up, our aromatic is going to be a sweet onion, and this is a Vidalia onion. And it just has this really awesome flavor, and it has some of that cool sweetness paired with that oniony flavor. So it's great. We're going to do it just like we did with our red onion earlier, chopping it lengthwise here, and then across this way. And now these can be a little bit bigger because our peach chunks were pretty big, so I'm not too worried about it. But I still definitely want to break it down so you don't get a huge piece of Vidalia onion. I'm going to do probably about a 1/4-inch dice on these puppies. Nothing too big, nothing too small. Make sure to throw out the root end. And then kind of gather everything up. Get these stowaways here. They're going everywhere. All right, and just kind of go through one more time to break it up as much as possible. Sometimes you get big chunks in here, and that's what you really want to target. But all these salsas are rustic. We're not doing food that's going to be served at a Michelin-starred restaurant here, so don't worry about everything being perfect. As good as you can do, that's fine. Just add them right to the bowl there. And a little bit more. The last stragglers always stay right there. I don't know. Okay, next up, we have our lemon from before. Now this lemon is what we zested. And now we're gonna use the juice of it. I'm just gonna roll it around a little bit, kind of get the juices moving. Perfect, and we can cut it in half and add it right to our bowl. And you see there's a lot of seeds in this lemon. So to keep those seeds from going in our dish, I'm gonna kind of hold it upwards like this and just squeeze and try to hold in all those seeds. Whoops. And if one goes in, you can always fish it out. I think I got one in there. Let me grab that puppy. There we go. My hands are clean, so my guests won't mind. And just get a little acidity. You might want to keep the other half of the lemon, and when you taste it at the end, you can adjust the flavors there. Next up, we're going to add some mint to this. And mint's going to bring some great color and also some cool flavor that will really make this a great late summer dish to kind of cool you down when it gets too hot. Mint has this great scent to it that when you chop it, it just fills the whole room, so it's really cool. And what we're going to do here is called a chiffonade. And we're going to kind of take these big leaves of mint that I just pulled off and layer them together, and some of the smaller ones too. And then roll them up so that they make this nice little log right here. And then I'm going to take my knife and just make little ribbons out of them, cutting all the way through, and try not to bruise them. And I've got these cool little confetti pieces of mint that are going to look really good in my dish. And I can kind of get those all mixed up and then pop them right in there. That smells awesome. And now that our peaches have been macerating for a little bit, we've got all our ingredients, we can combine it. Now I think I'm going to add just a touch of sugar here just to bump up the sweetness and reinforce that this is a dessert dish. So I'm just going to pull out some sugar here. These things always kill me. Well, oh, there we go. Might makes right, huh? All right, there we go. A little bit of sugar in there. We can stir that in. And of course, we have to taste. So let's see. It's got some really great flavor. I really think you're going to enjoy this one.